Yo, what's up? So, I've I've spent a couple hundred hours polishing on this engine. Never really did any aluminum polish before. Um, so I did some homework, probably like you're doing, and get the light blinder here. Well, anyway, first things first, good lighting. If not, you're just spinning your wheels. So I just got this LED. Then I got a halogen up here, and I got a couple lights on the sides so I can see what I'm doing. Power tools, you don't have to have any special power tools, they're nice, save a lot of time if you got a big project, but a little patience, you can do it all just with your hands and some sandpaper and polish, pennies. You can do it all for pennies. All it takes is a little time and a little patience. So let me walk you through the process, and then I'll show you how to do a little piece here. How I do a little piece. Somebody out there is probably gonna say, "Oh, that's all wrong." Blah blah blah. Well, my shit looks good, so I'll just keep doing it. Anyway, let's start off with power tools that I use. Angle grinder, and I got a 60 grit flap disc sanding pad on there. Pretty cheap, and like on the inside of the block, it was just gnarly. So I'm gonna go ahead and work while we're chit chatting. That way you can see the process. So here's before. We'll do a little before and after. Not too bad, I've already hit it a couple times. I'm working my way down the engine right now. So anyway, 60 grit flap disc sanding pad on the grinder. The next power tool that I use quite a bit is just a palm sander. And I start out with about 120 grit, 100 grit on some stuff that's never been, it's got really bad casting marks and never been ground down. So I'll use 120. Emery cloth is really helpful. You can cut off longer strips and have like a sawing technique to use on it. After that, I go to 400 grit wet sand, and then 800 grit wet sand. After the engine's all done, I'll do it all over again, and I'll use 1500, maybe 2000 grit sandpaper for the or wet dry paper for the whole thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this with the palm sander real quick. When I am using the palm sander, I will say I'm using 400 grit sandpaper to start, but on the palm sander I'll have 800. It's going to leave some little swirls that you're going to want to get out, and it's easier if those swirls are smaller, like the 800 would leave, than the grit that you're working on. So I always step it up at least one size. Right now I'm out of 1,000 grit, but that's what I had been using on the power tools. So Another cool tool to have that saves a lot of elbow grease, is a Dremel tool, and these little sanding discs save a lot of work. I think I picked this one up for like 12 or 15 bucks, and then a $20 kit, that will last for a while. It's better to buy them in kits. You just get more bang for the buck, So, on this gas cap, or on this primary cap, I'm going to a lot of people say you got to go the same direction the whole time, and I've done quite a bit of it here in the past couple weeks, and I'm not sold on that. What I do is I'll get it all going one direction, yeah, and then I'll do little circles. And what those little circles do for me is they'll show the scratches going the other direction, and it's kind of like a depth gauge. I know how much more work I'm gonna have to get down there to take that scratch out. So then I'll go back and forth, same direction that we're gonna do on the entire engine. It makes a difference. There's a shiny way and a dull way. So go with the grain. And wipe all that dirt and metal and contaminants off. Little circles again, just to see where I'm at. It's pretty exciting. So that's good with the 400. I've still got some little scratches, but we won't worry about them. I don't want the parts on this bike to look like I just went out and bought a brand new cap. I want them to look old and used and have life and a story, and I don't want them just to look like we went out and bought a new aluminum cap off the shelf and that's how good it looks. So this is 800 grit now, and this will be the final process until the engine is done, but they're all the same. And I'm kind of just speeding this up so you don't get fucking bored. But now to finish it off, I'll go the same direction that we're going to continue across the whole bike. And I'll dry it off a little bit. Doesn't have to be anything special, and I didn't get in this little groove. Now when I dry it off, I can see I still need to spend some time on it, but now just a rag, and I'll put some compound on there. I'm just using a Magnum aluminum polish that you can pick up anywhere. Comes in a little dish like this, and that little dish will last quite a while. So what we're going to do is we'll go the same direction that we're going to end up. Then do my little swirls just to get it in. If I've got any little scratches or marring that isn't the direction that we're we're gonna polish and sand, then it kind of fills those in. So we'll swirl around the whole top, find a clean spot on your rag. I like to get the excess off, and then little swirls, back and forth over the top of the swirls, little swirls, little back and forth motion. Now, I always keep my rags on my chair or away from my work area. You get one little piece of aluminum that you've sanded off on your rag, and all you're going to do is put scratches right back in it. So I keep them segregated, over here in quarantine. I lost my spit cup, so I think it's time I clean my bench and start fresh, but anyway, looking pretty good. So what I'll do is do it one more time. Got a clean spot on my rag. I'm just going to go back and forth this time, just back and forth. I'll find a clean spot, wipe off all the excess. You can see that it's got a black hue to it now. That's just doing what it does. You gotta do what it does. So I'll clean all the excess off with a clean spot. Back and forth motion. Make sure I got all the excess cleaned off. Use my my finish rag. Is that what it is? They're just microfiber. Hell, you could use a dish rag or old t-shirt, whatever you got laying around. You don't have to go out and buy special shit. Anyway, for a quick little polish job on a 40-year-old piece, that ain't too shabby. You can see my phone pretty good. You can see my beautiful face back there fucking peeking over the edge. So, anyway, that's all there is to it. Little patience, little fucking elbow grease, and you got it. Anyway, I got shit to do. Thanks for watching. Later.